Hola, buen día. Yo soy Ulises Rodriquez Figueroa. I am your Spanish teacher for this course, the whichever course it is. And I'm here to give you a little bit of the policies of the course that are going to take effect during this term. First of all, I would like to mention that I was born Mexican, so you might notice a little bit of accent, but I still do the best that I can do with what I have. The course is going to take effect, it's going to cover several aspects, but I want you to understand that this works like a pyramid. If you skip a day, whether it's in class or it's online, you miss something, you are going to miss that building block that is going to help you to get to the next step. So you need to study harder than you will think, okay? The book is described in the syllabus because courses, there is one course that uses a different book, and so you need to pay attention to either eCampus, Blackboard, or the syllabus. There's very clearly described there which book is the one that you are supposed to be using, okay? A little bit about myself. Like I said, I was born in Mexico City. I got my early college education over there, and I came to Texas A&M to get my master's degree. Eventually, I started working in college in 2001, I believe, and I've been working most of the time at community colleges, and I started here at Mountain View in 2006. And just like me, who eventually got a master's degree, I expect you to get a doctorate degree, okay? All right, now let me tell you about the course. The course in itself is hard to navigate it, and I'm going to get into that navigation in a minute or two, but in the meantime, I want to give you a couple of policies. First of all, the class is driven through two different websites, eCampus, where I will give you some instructions through the announcements, and I will maintain great records over there. But your classwork, lab, homework, writing, everything is done on an external website that is linked. It is linked. External website that is linked to eCampus. So basically, all you have to do is go to eCampus, and we will take you over there to the external website through eCampus. So you don't have to worry about accessing, learning a new code, nada. Everything is already set up. The very first course starts with greetings and social skills and Espanol, of course, to get you through some stuff. First semester is all about present tense, vocabulary. There's an intense learning of vocabulario, the present tense, a little bit of the preterite. By the second semester, you jump into the preterite and the imperfect and the present perfect. The third semester is whenever we finish with all of it, which is the subjunctive tense, which is kind of difficult for some people to understand, but we're here to help you. And so, as you're building on all of this material, you will eventually get at least to the intermediate level. That's what we're seeking here in community college. The idea, of course, will be that you get to a mastery of the language to become fully bilingual. And now, since I'm here and becoming fully bilingual, let me tell you a little bit about my technique to teach. Do you remember whenever you learned your first language? None of us do. And don't worry, it's okay. We don't have recollection. We were too young to learn. But if you have children, or you have seen your younger siblings, you will realize that they take about a year. According to psychology books, it takes approximately about a year for a child to learn to say something. And that something is just that one word. Do you remember what was yours? You don't? I don't remember mine either, and I'm not going to tell you. But my sister's, her first word was calle, street. No, don't ask me. I know you're wondering. I don't know. But all of this is, the cognitive process works through listening. You need to have input before you have output. Otherwise, you're never going to get it. Never going to learn. So it is through that process of learning, listening to your mom, telling you, who's your mommy, who's your mommy, that children, usually the first word they utter is mommy. That first word is not a sentence. So that's how we learn, through listening. You, unfortunately, you're an adult, you're not a child. So you're going to have to go through that itty-bitty process of learning through listening and reading, because you can read. First, that will be your input. That's why my system is subdivided. The first 2 weeks of every chapter are focused into reading and listening. And then I'll demand the output, which is your, it's your writing and of course your speaking. That's how we're going to make progress in this class. That's how you're going to master the language. It's been proven through several studies that that's how it works, because just look at everybody around you. We all were born without speaking a word of whatever language, and yet by now we're fully into whatever language we speak. So give it time. Remember, your objective at the end of this course is just to get to an intermediate level, okay? Now, the process of working, you are going to need a microphone, you're going to need speakers. You need to make sure they're operational. You need to make sure they're 100% compatible with whatever unit you use. I could tell you how it works, how to make it compatible, but with so many platforms out there and so many different computers and tablets and iPhones or smartphones, it is kind of difficult for me to sit and analyze everything. So if you have compatibility problems, issues, what you need to do is you need to contact tech support. Not eCampus tech support, no Blackboard, but the external website, Connect. The people who sold you the book, they should have, whatever the code is, they should have a tech support. You can also, once you open your ebook, textbook, vText, whatever you call it, at the bottom of the website, there's a troubleshooting page. Click on it. It's going to run a self-test, and it's going to tell you if your computer is compatible, if not, what is missing, to the detail, where maybe you can fix it. If you don't know how to fix it, don't call me. Call tech support. They will be right on the spot to tell you what's wrong with your computer, okay, and how to fix it. If you need computers, if you don't have your computer, if your computer have issues and you cannot fix them, don't worry. We have a computer lab here in campus. Write it down, W279. That is a language computer lab, and that's where you can do all of your homework, classwork, research, everything that you need to do for Spanish. It can be done in that particular classroom. My courses are also honors option. What that means is that as long as you score an A, and it has to be an A, we do not give honors to any other grade, you qualify immediately to be part of the Sigma Delta Mu 11 of Texas, here in Mountain View College. We are the only Sigma Delta Mu in the whole Dallas County Community College District. And for a small fee of $50 plus that A, you can get all your regalia plus a certificate, which I don't have right now, for graduation purposes. And of course, for as long as you are a Sigma Delta Mu, which is a life membership, you qualify for us to issue a letter of recommendation, as long as you bring us your transcript and you remind us. Because every student, not only my students, but every student who takes Spanish in Mountain View College and scores an A, qualifies to be a Sigma Delta Mu. And with that, I have to say hasta luego, not adios, simply hasta luego. The intention right here has been to tell you what the expectations are. For the most part. If you are in the classroom, I will give you more details in the classroom. If you are online, feel free to use the discussion board, ask a question, use the Blackboard Instant Messenger, ask me a question. Whatever it takes, do not, under any circumstance, do not assume, because assumption is the mother of all destruction. Keep that in mind. Thank you. And so whenever you open your eCampus, it's going to open on this particular page for the first week only. Remember, only the first week, it will open on the Start Here page of the course. In this particular case, is your Spanish 1311 or whatever, whichever course you're in. Your course is going to be right here, and this is the Start button, or the Start Here folder. Over here, you're going to find a whole set of instructions that you need to follow on how to behave whenever you are, whether it is here on eCampus or whenever you are in the external website that is called McGraw-Hill, which is your ebook or in your e-workbook, both of them. So some of you will have access to this Connect to Puntos presentation. This is a PowerPoint presentation that it tells you exactly how to purchase your ebook. If you have not purchased your ebook from the bookstore, then it is very important that you watch this PowerPoint presentation. In some of the cases, I'm going to have a link under this, where is the book? I'm going to have a link directly to your ebook and e-workbook, but at this point in time, I don't have one. Nevertheless, it's important that you will save the book, okay? We're going to have this orientation. This is your direct link to the ebook and e-workbook. It is very, very important that you take this quiz because it's going to guide you through the details of how to operate your e-workbook, okay? And like I said, there are some other instructions that you will be needing throughout the course. So let's say that you're already here, is your first week, or you're probably before the class begins. So what you want to do is, after you have read everything, especially this part right here, which are the instructions on how to behave academically, how to behave academically in the e-workbook, then it's important that you may want to take a look at the orientation and FAQ. Because I am a teacher, I am the professor, the systems know it, both of them, whether it is Blackboard, what we at Mountain View call eConnect, and the system, which is the e-workbook, which is the Connect McGraw-Hill. So I'm going to see, that's what you're seeing it right now as a professor, but I'm going to switch it as a student. And this screen is like a student. This is what you guys will see. You have to click go, and you'll notice that this is your orientation on how to behave on that e-workbook and the ebook. I'm not going to run the show right now because I want you guys to do it on your own later on. But if I scroll down here to the bottom, you're going to see through the video some things that you can see, even though the book is linked to the course, in this particular case, the span 1311 63 400, okay? But see right here, if you mark something and the system tells you that is wrong, but you're 100% sure that is right, this is where you can ask me a question. And it will send me back, once I open it from my end, it will send me straight to this question. And I can see what you did that the system marked wrong, and I can either agree with you or disagree with you and explain to you why that isn't right. Okay, what is it that isn't right? If you and I, we both agree that is correct what you did and the system is wrong, then we want to report the content issue. This is something that only you, the student, has access to it. I do not have access to it as an instructor. So whenever you filled out this form, make sure that you say, me and the instructor agree that it should have been correct. Check my work and references are icons that will help you, or links, I should say, links that will help you to get the correct or proper answer. Now, as you're looking at this whole setup, and like I said, most of the book, the ebook and the e-workbook look exactly like this, you're going to notice this icon right here. Do you see it right there? Do you know what that icon is? That is your ebook, as you can read right now. That is your ebook. That's where your ebook is hiding. If you need to, that's where you will get it from, okay? Now, I'm going to return to Blackboard. Once you're finished with your activity and you're ready to submit, let's go to the last question here. You're going to submit your assignment. Now, if your assignment is not due yet, and you send me a note and you're waiting for my reply, save and exit. That way it will save your answers. You don't have to retype them. And you can modify your answer eventually. Submit your assignment is whenever you are totally done. If you submit this assignment that has 9 questions, you see right here, these 9 questions, and you submit it, and there's something for you to redo, then you're going to have to redo all 9 questions, not just the one that you asked me about. I certainly hope you understand that. I want you to notice that the first screenshot here on this video, there's a palette there for you to do the accent marks. So I don't want to hear or read messages that you don't know how to do the accent marks, or that you do not know how to operate your keyboard to do the accent marks, because all you have to do is click them. Okay? All right, so once you submit, it's going to send you back to this page or something similar, and you must return to Blackboard because you entered through Blackboard. This is very important that you do, so that way, number one, we're verifying your attendance, and 2, your grades are transferred to Blackboard smoothly. Otherwise, it's going to be a nightmare. And remember, it is a responsibility for you to check your grades. Okay? So this is what this is. Remember, this this quiz should be taken the first week of school or prior to that. That way, you know, and I will know that you know how to operate your e-workbook. Very important also that you need to do it the first week or prior to even the school starts. That way you can figure out if your computer is or isn't compatible with the book. That is very, very important, okay? So that was the Start Here button. Then you have the Syllabus button, and I'm pretty sure you already know what that means. What that means is that your syllabus will be right here. You need to read it. You need to read on your own. There's nothing I can do about that. You just need to read it. Make sure you read it all throughout. I know it's 11 pages long. Actually, 2 of them have to do with the Sigma Delta Mu application, so just disregard those 2. The last one is something that you have to resubmit to me. So it's actually from the 11 pages, it went down to 8 pages. Everything is described right there, okay? So once you have read the syllabus, there's a quiz that I want you to take. This is for extra credit points. It's not really an assignment that will count against you or for you as an assignment, and it will never count against you, but it will count for you. 5 extra credit points if you do it. Then remember that the syllabus is 11 pages long, but you only have to submit the last page, the GSA. Actually, should be GSAF. And this is where you will submit it, okay? Do me a favor, do us all a favor. For you to earn your 5 extra credit points, you must submit only and exclusively the last page of the syllabus, okay? Once you're done with this, and all of this should be done the very first week or prior to your class. If you ever need me or contact me, or you need to know who I am, well, there's a funny picture of me taking studies abroad from Mountain View, if you recognize the backpack, to Pamplona, Spain, because we teach abroad in Spain. But down here, there's an itty-bitty biography of me. But most importantly, here you will find my phone number. You can call me, and I will do my best to answer your questions. If you need to talk to me, here's my office. If you can come, I know this is distance learning, and you don't have to come to see me, but if you can, if you're able to, if you're in campus anyway, here's my office location. If we ever need you to fax something to me, here's the fax number. If you really come to talk to me, I'll suggest that you first call me so we can set up an appointment. Otherwise, I will be in campus from 11 till noon. okay? If you cannot make it at this time, then that's when you call me. We set up an appointment for a different time. We can set it up by phone, by instant messenger. Do not remember, you cannot use email after the first week if you read the syllabus, or through the course messages only. I will show you later the course messages are here under tools, okay? And so that's how to contact me. In the announcements, this is the interesting area. After the very first week, I'm going to modify our eCampus, where every time you come into eCampus, it will open up on the announcements, okay? And from here on, you need to start reading every announcement that is made, because I will tell you what to do in a particular week, okay? So your activities for the first 5th week per se, I'm going to remind you when the first week was over. And if I have any clarification to make, I will make it right here. But very, very important, you notice from here, there's a link. This link is going to take you straight to the instructions. This is what you actually need to do the 5th week, okay? You notice here it says enable statistics. That means I'm tracking your attendance. This is how I track attendance. I'm pretty sure you have heard of cookies. This is how your cookie has come to me. And I know you have been there or not, okay? And obviously, every single one of these tabs and links and everything has that itty-bitty tracking situation. So that's how we will know not only where you have been, but we will know also how long you have been in them. But anyway, so back to the announcements. Here's your weekly announcement per se. And I do have some other announcements, such as extra credit opportunities. 4th week, 3rd week. As you can tell, I don't usually have that much to do for the announcements. So then, remember, I'll send you to the course documents. This is the next folder after the announcements. We are, if you want to double check, we are on the, if you can read this up here, course documents. We're on the 15-week semester, and I'll send you guys to the 15th week. In fact, let me make sure that we're looking at this as a student. And here you go. Notice that we are in the 5th week, la quinta semana, and here are your instructions for this 5th week. That actually they will look a lot like the 4th week and the 6th week, because you will have that long to do one chapter on the first 3 chapters, 3 weeks, okay? Here are your instructions, and now if you pay attention, it says that you have to go to the content tab and go under chapter 2. So what you want to do is you want to go back now here to this tab, content number 2, chapter 2, go to chapter 2, and very important, you notice here are your lectures. This is a PowerPoint presentation. This is another PowerPoint presentation, as you can see here. PowerPoint presentation. This is a link to a video. So we're trying to cover everything into just one setup, or through different setups, I should say. Another link through another video. And then this is how I teach a foreign language to you. And actually, this is how we will learn any language that you want to learn. These 3 items, the first 3 items, are activities from the e-workbook or the e-book, okay? This is where they are. These 3 are for extra credit, and this is just practice. This is how you will practice your vocabulario, your grammatica, and this is a PowerPoint presentation, I believe, where there are videos, I think, that they are 5 extra credit points per video, okay? All you have to do is watch them, answer a few questions, answer a few questions, and boom, you're done with that, okay? So, but this is how you learn, and these are your direct grades. If you remember, I was explaining earlier in the video, you learn through listening, you learn through input. Because you're adults, you cannot begin at listening. You need to start reading. You need to start identifying your cognates. Cognates are words that look alike, sound alike, therefore they might be alike. Remember, there are also false cognates, but that's important for you to start recognizing. That's why you will have the book. So what you want to do is you want to start reading. That's part of your input. Then you're going to listen to how the words that you read sound. Once you have finished with the input, like I said, you're not a baby anymore, so you have to dedicate more time than just a few hours a day. Then you need to start producing, and you're going to do the writing and your speaking. These two are very important that you do the second week, because the producing is the most important part. This is where you elevate yourself on the Bloom taxonomy, and the producing part requires you more requires more effort on your behalf. And especially the important part is that whenever you do something wrong, I'm going to tell you what you did wrong, and you can correct it as long as you do it before your due date. Once your due date is passed, remember, I will not give you an extension unless, of course, we have talked about it and we have determined that there is an extenuating circumstance. Very important for you to understand that. And once the extenuating circumstance has been acknowledged or accepted, then at that point in time I will reset your due dates. But in the meantime, before the due date, you have to have everything done. So that way, if I score a 0 on something, if you score a 0 on something, that 0 can be redone on your behalf and get a better grade, because I will tell you not only that you have 0, but I will tell you also what went wrong. What is it that you did wrong? Hint, hint, usually the most important things are, when it comes to the speaking parts, you guys start talking before you click record. Do not do that. First hit record and make a mental count to 3. 1, 2, 3, and then start talking your answer. I'll also suggest that you first write down your answers, you practice them before you record them, and then hit record, count to 3, and then do your own talking, okay? And when it comes to the writing, the most common mistake is the matching of gender and number. Some people will say el mano, thinking that mano is masculine because it ends in an O, but that's an exception to the rule. Making that mistake will be devastating. Do not make that mistake. But anyway, so as you make those mistakes, they can be corrected. All you have to do is, redo them. But give yourself time. If you do this on March 1st at 10 p.m. at night, you're not going to have time to redo anything, okay? And finally, you have the culture. The culture is a summary of all these SLOs. By the way, SLO stands for Student Learning Outcome. And it's some sort of a test, an assessment that may or may not have a writing or speaking assignments, but everything is all together embedded into that one assignment. And the average of these 5 assignments will give us your grade average for the chapter, in this case, chapter 2. Keep in mind that these extra credits will not be given or assigned until the semester is over. I want you to keep thinking on terms of what your actual score is, what you have actually earned versus what you may have, okay? So take that as a Christmas gift if you wish. So once you're done with your chapter 2, that's basically it. Nevertheless, I have, if you need help of, and I separate by different kinds, the content. This is if you have questions regarding the grammar, vocabulary, usage of words, why was this wrong or right? Although considering the book, I would prefer that you ask me in the book, because from here it's kind of difficult for me to see what is it that you did wrong. But anything that has to do with Spanish content, those questions go here. If you have questions about the instructions, Mr. Rodriguez, I don't understand the instruction. What is exactly asking? This is the place for you to ask me, okay? If you have tech support questions, then that's where we're going to have a difficulty. With so many operating systems, with so many type of computers, with so many platforms out there, it's going to be really difficult for me to try to figure out what your problem is. So, and I'll show you in a minute what you should do once you have your book, okay? But anyway, so as you go, or as you're looking for help, number one, if it is a problem with eCampus, I'll suggest you go here to the help and look for help on eCampus. They may even have a phone number for you to call. If it is the book, I'll show you in a minute what to do, okay? But you can also pose your questions here. There might be a classmate that already had the problem and solved it, knows how to solve it, or probably they call tech support and they can help you with your answer before I'll come here and tell you, sorry, I don't know the answer. I don't know what operating system you have. I don't know what computer you have. I don't know how to solve your problem. Besides, remember, I will not come back to this particular discussion board. In fact, if you need to, or shall or must, talk to each other, I have this Café Conversaciones discussion board. Notice that somebody already posted something and I have not reviewed it because I don't come back. I will not be coming back to these two forums, okay? So that's what you have to do. That's what the discussions do for you. Do we have other discussions? Yes, there are conversational discussions, and they are in the ebook or e-workbook. That's where we will have those other discussions, okay? As per the rest of the buttons, well, here are your web links. Very important that you come visit your web links because here you have a dictionary of Espanol. And of course, the page has changed, so quickly click there. And this is your dictionary. This is where you're going to learn some meaning of words, like, por ejemplo, memo. And it's going to tell you what the word means. And this is very important for you to understand. First of all, the word in itself is an adjective that means what it says here, but it has all other uses. It's not only this one. It has at least 1 and plus 2 equals 3 different uses. So it's very, very important that you recognize which one to use. Don't just make up a word. Don't just place a word just because it's there available, okay? Now, what about your own language? Do you master your own language? I have students who do not know what organization is. So here we have the Merriam Webster Dictionary, where you can see what the word talk means, or talk down even. And it tells you here what the definition is, even some expressions. That doesn't happen on the Real Academia Española Dictionary, okay? We have a shortcut to Spanish. I want you to read this because I'm not in any way affiliated to them. And there are some other videos here for you to use. Newspapers, ordering food. Like I said, we have everything that you might need to use for help, okay? After the web links, we have the tools, and this is a very important area that you need to be acquainted with, because here's where you are going to have your course messages. Do you see it right here? Course messages is going to replace email after the first week. It works exactly like an email, except that it's called course messages. You can create your message. You can select your recipients. And the beauty of it is going to pick up every classmate in the, it's not going to pick up, it's going to show you every classmate in the classroom, in your virtual classroom. That's what I'm not clicking on it because, you know, privacy issues and FERPA. You can carbon copy, you know, whoever you want to carbon copy, and blind copy whoever you want to copy. Just keep in mind that you cannot enter emails. This is only for students in the class. That's why I want to keep these emails or these communications in the class. Over here, you can obviously, like I said, use it as just as you will use your email, with the subject, with the body, and just click submit and it will send it. That's all you have to do. Remember, this system will replace emails after the first week of class. Notice that I have 4 emails. I have replied to 3. That means one of them I did not reply. The other thing that I want to show you in tools are your grades. Here are your grades. Because I am a professor and instructor, is not going to recognize me. So it's going to say that I don't have any grades. And finally, like I said, that help is going to open a brand new window, and it's tell you, what the student you need to do, what you need to learn, how to work it out, every question that you may have regarding anything that has to do with Blackboard. Although in reality, we're not going to use Blackboard for that matter very often. Finally, every other day or sometimes on daily basis, I am going to post an announcement that reads latest grades post. This is the part where I'm going to let you know that I am done grading, okay, and that you need to check your grades to make sure that everything that it was on the e-workbook right here, it is there on eCampus. If Connect on the e-workbook says that you got a 90 and you either do not have a grade or you have a different grade, I need to know that immediately so we can fix it, okay? And like I said, I do this on daily, not on daily basis, but I do it per day. Like for example, today I did grade something. So I posted this announcement at midnight, but it will disappear also at midnight. And it will not reappear until I'm finished grading again, okay? And I'm pretty sure that this is all I have to tell you when it comes to how to operate the eCampus. Now, as per your ebook, if you do not know how to purchase your ebook and you're already here, whenever you're here, you need to download this presentation. You need to open it. It's a PowerPoint. That's why I said presentation. It's a PowerPoint that is going to explain to the team what and how to do it. And we're waiting. Nope, we're not waiting. What happened? Something happened. So whenever you're trying to purchase your book, you need to how to register here to eConnect. And so on the how to register your student registration tutorial, the ideal is that it will open on a page where it's going to ask for your email registration. You're going to enter your email, you're going to submit, and then it's going to send you either the code or it should allow you to purchase your book online, which that's how you, the online student, should work it out. To me, this is the easiest and fastest way to do it. And unfortunately, this is the easiest and fastest way to do it. I will, if you have any questions, this is how you contact them. Tech support, remember, they are the people to contact for issues with these people. Okay? All right, well, I will give you an FAQ time if you had, but I really don't have the ability to right now. So if you have any questions, go here to the discussion board, whether it's Spanish or in this case, I'm going to say the instructions weren't clear. If there's something that you have doubts on the operating of eCampus or the McGraw-Hill e-workbook and textbook, I would suggest that you do it here on this instructions are not very clear discussion board. Okay? Without anything further, I'm going to let you go, and I certainly hope that you have a wonderful day. Let's shoot for an awesome semester. Make sure you guys do this right, and most importantly, let me leave you with one last word. Those who do not speak won't be heard. If you have technical issues, let me know immediately. Not that I'm going to give you any extensions, but at least I'll know that you're having technical issues. Today is already the fifth week of the semester. Yesterday, a student contacted me telling me that she had technical issues, but the first chapter was due on week 3, by the end of week 3. We're already in week 5. So it is very important that you do not let your first deadline pass by. Don't even let the first 3 days pass you by. If you have technical issues, contact me immediately, because remember, those who won't speak won't be heard. Okay? Keep that in mind, people, and I'll see you next time. Have a great semester. Hasta siempre.